Hey everybody, it's Joe with Joe Knows Cryptos. Sorry I have not done an update in a few days here, but I drove down to Florida to visit my parents. That was a whole day driving. And then at their house, it's not the easiest place to make videos because it's very noisy in there. And they're getting up there in age, so their house isn't real big. It's all just one story, so they have their TV on, but of course it's feel like I'm at a concert when they turn their TV on because the volume is up so loud because their hearing is not what it used to be. So trying to make a video in the house is virtually impossible. And even if I ask them to turn down the TV, they're clanking dishes around or yelling to each other. It might be an entertaining video. I don't know, maybe I'll make one there, but it'd be very difficult for me to concentrate on what I'm saying and hard for you to hear what I'm saying. So as far as the day of travel and then staying in my parents' house, and then I was going to sit out on the patio and make one outside, and my mom kept coming out and wanting to sit and talk with me, and then I'm out there for about 5 minutes and the sweat's starting to roll off my face because it's 90 degrees and humid here in South Florida. So where better place to find sanctuary and a nice cool environment, comfortable environment, than in my car. So I just had some lunch and I'm about to get into the video here. Just wanted to give you a little explanation on why it's been a few days. So let me just start out with some of the news. The first one is not a real big event, but it's going to be the World Cryptocurrency You can buy a newspaper, you can buy a bottle of wine. Pretty much it's a mandate, and that you be able to buy anything in this whole entire city with cryptocurrencies, which is pretty incredible. So whether you have cash, they'll accept cash, but they'll also accept cryptos. And it's a very simple process. It's just one of those little square, I can't remember what they call them right now, but one of the things, you just click it with your phone, and you pay right there. It's pretty instantaneous. You don't really even need to go up to the cash register. You just need to have the employee there with you when you do it, or I guess you can bring it up to the register and click on the payment app up there, and you're done. So very easy to use. It's good for the companies because they're saving the processing fees on credit card. So that's great. So that is coming up next month. That should draw some worldwide attention to cryptocurrencies. So I thought that was pretty cool. Second thing that's going on here. So anyone who's been following cryptocurrencies for the last month or two has heard a lot about the ETFs and the ETFs not getting approved. And although when they do get approved, the market should really take off big time because you're going to see big money from big investors and individuals that want to be in the crypto market. People with so much money that, putting, $200,000 in the cryptocurrencies is not going to affect them if they lose it. Yet, they want to be involved in it still because, they may feel it has potential. They may have heard things about it, and, so they want to be in it. So that's, you got, dozens or hundreds of people that are doing that, with such a small market cap of cryptocurrencies of right now we're about 219 billion. That's really going to influence the price of everything. And I can almost guarantee that half of those people, if not more, are going to be going into Bitcoin. So that's probably one of the reasons why you've been hearing so much about Bitcoin, why you should be in Bitcoin. And I agree. You know, I hold Litecoin, which is almost as the same thing as holding Bitcoin. Of course, it's a different coin, but it's considered the silver to Bitcoin's gold. And the reason I hold Litecoin is because it should be valued at about 1/10 of the price that Bitcoin is. So if Bitcoin is, you know, at 6,500, Litecoin should be at least $650, and it's at $65, not even. So I think the upward potential for Litecoin is much greater, and it should travel right along with Bitcoin. As Bitcoin goes up, Litecoin should be right there with it, even if it doesn't get the 10%. As Bitcoin does go up, it should go up. And hey, I'm not against owning Bitcoin either. Bitcoin is the leader, and it has been, and I think will continue to be, at least for the near-term foreseeable future. Of course, if my opinion changes on that, I'll let you know. All right, number 2, you've got we were talking about the ETFs being approved. So the Winklevoss twins, if you don't know who they are, they became crypto millionaires because of their holdings in Bitcoin. They're big proponents of Bitcoin. They also own the Gemini trading. It's one of the, like an exchange for cryptocurrencies, and they don't hold a lot of cryptos on there, but one thing they did, and this is why I was talking about the ETFs, is they applied for an ETF. They got denied theirs, but there's more than one way to skin a cat. What they did is they created like an FDIC insurance for their cryptocurrency, people who purchase the cryptocurrencies on the Gemini exchange. It's almost as good as an ETF. It's almost as good as an ETF. It's basically the same thing. It's just called something different, has different maybe regulatory standards or approvals. It doesn't have to maybe go through the certain board that approves the ETFs, but it basically gives your customers that same security buying through Gemini with this backing. So one of the biggest reasons why I think people don't want to put too much of their money into cryptos is because they hear about the hacking, the coins being stolen or lost or whatever. With this Gemini insurance, that's going to give people a lot more confidence in going in there and putting their money and investing their money in cryptocurrencies without having to worry about it not only going up or down in value, but being stolen by someone, because now it's going to be insured. This is huge, and I think if the Gemini starts to grow, have someone come into my car. You want to give me some food? I could use a drink. They look the same, don't they? No problem. So anyway, I'm out here at a restaurant. I just ate, and I'm sitting in my car here making this video, and a lady came right up to my window with a cup holder with some drinks in it, and I guess she thought that my car was her car. They look similar. So I almost got a couple of free drinks there out of the deal. Seems like a nice lady. All right, so anyway, that's a very big thing, and I think you're going to start seeing more money start creeping into the cryptocurrency market through Gemini, through big investors, for that reason alone, and it just passed, I think, a day or two ago. So, you know, I think there's a lot of things positive for crypto market right now, as far as that Gemini thing going through. The advertising now is going to start rolling out here, you know, shortly. That had been banned on Facebook and Google. So those two things are major players. Now, let me talk about Genesis Vision a little bit. So I said I would tell you guys when it's time to sell Genesis Vision. Guys, it's not time to sell yet. I know I recommended it around $9. I got in at, I think, $8.96. It's currently at about $12.50. And I was a little surprised when it was at, like, I think I went to bed last night and it was at like 1086, and I clicked on my phone this morning at about 6 o'clock and it was over $12, $12.08 I think, and now it's at about $12.50. I saw it was up as high as $12.95 today, I think, and now it's dropped down a little bit to $12.50. And there's going to be people out there that are, going to take their profits. They're going to say, hey, I made my 20%, my 10%, whatever their goal is, and they're going to pull out, and they're going to think, hey, this is just, that's just how they conduct their business. And that's fine. Hey, there's nothing wrong with taking money off the table, especially when you're making money, People always seem to want to sell when things are at the all-time low. So it's always good to make some profits. But Gemini is not done yet. Excuse me, not Gemini, I'm talking about Gemini. GVT, Genesis Vision, is not done yet. And why do I say this? Because the month has just started. Their announcement doesn't come out until the end of the month. Now, for some icing on the cake, they've announced 2 more things, releasing this stuff all at once at the end of October. One is that they're going to have their app coming out, going to be released. One is that they're going to be trading on the Forex, which was going to just be cryptos at the end of October. That just came out. So, they just added on 2 big things on top of their platform being open to trade on October. They also started a contest for whoever, trades there and makes the most money. They're making a big push right now, GVT, and I don't think they need to. I think maybe because they've been so quiet and not too many people really know who they are, maybe now they're trying to put their name out there. Could that be what's going on? The other thing I heard is now they've got another big announcement that's going to be coming out in the end of November. So, gosh, if you're selling out now to take your profits, hey, that's cool. But guys, it's not time to sell yet. And like I said, there's so few tokens, 4,500,000 tokens. People always say how few Bitcoin there are. There's 80 million Bitcoin. There's only 4.5 GVT. That's it. This thing has huge potential, and I don't want to get anybody too excited, but I think if you're selling now, you may be kicking yourself, because when this thing is up, and I am not going to give a price prediction, but when it's a lot higher than it is right now, those people are going to be saying, man, I remember when I bought GVT and sold it at $12.50 or $13 or whatever, and look at what it's at now. Yeah, I made money on it, but man, why did I sell? And it's just I'll tell you shortly what that other announcement's going to be. Or could I could just tell you now? Well, I could tell you one of the future announcements that's coming out is they're going to start a huge marketing campaign. And this ties along with how I said their name isn't really out there. Once they start marketing GVT, people start looking into it, start seeing how few coins there are, start seeing what they're releasing on this trading platform. Guys, I don't know where it's going to go, but I think $13 for it is way undervalued. It's only going to get better from here, in my opinion, unless there's a total cryptocurrency market crash that brings everything down. GVT should see nice gains for quite some time now. Like I did tell you, I will tell you when I think it's time to maybe get out or to lighten up your positions. And I'm going to have some other what I think are going to be some really good picks as well coming up. I just want to reemphasize, this is not financial advice. This is just my own personal opinion and how I invest. But so far, so good. And now we're looking at GVT at, like I said, I got in at 896. And right now we're at about 1250. I think we've got a lot of more upward movement in GVT. It's not time to sell yet. However, I don't tell anybody what to do with their money. If you're happy with your gains, like I said, I was aiming to get at least 20% from GVT. But now with the new news that they've added on top of also the realization that as people invest in their trading platform, that the money put in there is going to be converted into GVT tokens as well, that just is going to push the price up even higher and higher. So I can only make 15-minute videos on YouTube until I get X amount of followers or X amount of likes. So please, if you can, subscribe. Just click the button. It doesn't take much, as long as you're getting something out of these videos. All right. Peace out. As always, I love you. God bless. Have a wonderful day.